Is everything?
Uh-oh. You know what? Let's just get right into
Okay,
it.
okay, they just here for years. It's the Mizzle Dub Show. Always checking in, cause you know we love sports. Hey, they just hit 100 subs, it's time to get some out. Hey, yeah, just two brothers, yeah, y'all. Come tune in, they got guests, they got others, yeah, y'all. Press it in chat, they got talks like no others, yeah, y'all. Cause it's a family up in here, we love each other, yeah, y'all. Let's see what they say tonight, yeah. It's the Mizzle Dub Show, yeah, the Mizzle Dub Show, yeah, Mizzle Dub Show, yeah, the Mizzle Dub Show. It's the Mizzle Dub Show, yeah, the Mizzle Dub Show, yeah, Mizzle Dub Show, yeah, the Mizzle Dub Show.
Well,
So
sometimes
that
technical
was my fault.
difficulties can happen.
I couldn't find what I was looking for. Okay, hey. You know what I say? If you don't like the channel, change it.
Well, welcome to the Night Owl edition. We are 25 away from 300.
Good lord.
Yes, this is
So close to 300,
Yes,
and we're working on our next 2025 will be our fifth year.
yes.
Time does go by fast when you're having fun, my friend.
Indeed, it does. And welcome to episode 275. He's Mizzle. I'm Dub. Um, Now, normally I'd be fresh off work, but I actually took the day off because I
Good for
sort of kind
you.
of got to do the fun job today, or yesterday
Yes,
per
indeed.
se. Um, wasn't exactly play by play, but well, last year during the minor league football report, I got to do play by play with Scotty. Well, that was the info day, so I broadcasted three minor league Hall of Fame games. Left before the third one to go do talking ish with Chris in the studio. Then he came back to do the rest of the third game yesterday, or last year with Scotty.
I didn't get no update about the Talking Ish episode.
No, I'm talking about last year.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, wait a minute. Did I miss something?
No,
Like I
no,
normally get updates if you guys do
this was
something.
2023. So that was held at Chaparral High. This year was held at Clark High School, home of the Clark Chargers. Um, and this
Well,
year
I don't
was
like
two
them
games.
already.
Well, their version of Chargers is a horse, not a bolt.
Okay. They're in good graces again.
But anyways, that's where me and Mr. Gaglione, Mr. Mancave, that's where we broadcasted the first half of
The
the
man cave?
women's volleyball tournament. Yes, the women's volleyball tournament that we did 2 years ago. The first round was held at Clark, and then we did the championship at Rancho. So obviously Clark brings back a lot of memories for yours truly. So got to do PA announcing. This is the first time I've done PA announcing since I was literally in the 8th grade, living in California City, when I used to announce the starting lineups for the 8th grade boys basketball team. So uh, certainly different, but got to see some A7 guys out there playing. It was good to
Yes,
see
sir.
2-5 back on the football field playing in pads. Um,
Oh,
yeah, he was out. He was out there. Mr. Branch and Mr. Black and Mr. St. Patrick from the Force were there. Ficatuli was there. Um, so
nice.
got to see a lot of A7 personnel there involved playing in this minor league All Star game. Colorado beat Texas again, 20-14, and the Nationals shut out the Sealand Seahawks 32-0. Also, Deion Fox, who is the quarterback for the Force, uh,
Mr.
had some
Fox.
very nice passes. Really should have had 5 touchdown passes because he threw some balls right smack dab on the money. And of course, as our dad says, hit him in the wrong spot, him in the hands. But no, it was a lot of fun. Uh,
Damn it,
Innocence
hands.
being back in my element as we will be there. Um, Literally less than a month from now as the Winter War of A7 that comes to you on January the 5th in 2025. But indeed, it was championship weekend in college football, and we'll just get right into it. We will go back to Friday evening, where pretty much, in my opinion, Ashton Genty of Boise State should have solidified himself with the Heisman Trophy with his performance against the Rebels of UNLV in Friday night's Mountain West
Will
Conference
we
Championship game.
will we be mad at any of the winners if they give it to Travis Hunter? Will I be mad? No.
Truthfully speaking, no. But when you rush for over 2,000 yards, and now you stand, as I'm trying to get the correct number. Well, first of all, let's just say
like close to 80, right?
Ashton Genty ran for 209 yards and a touchdown, as Boise State all but solidified itself in the college football playoff because they were coming in 10th ranked into this game against UNLV, to which, again, UNLV...
I don't know how Bama's still in it.
Which UNLV, I mean, if you say that 2 of your 3 losses were going to be against Boise State, you really can't be mad because Boise is a good team. Boise has been there before. UNLV still has a chance. Now, UNLV will be in a bowl game. We know that. And they'll have a chance to get their first 11-win season in a long time. But for Mr. Genty, who's over 2,000 yards, who passed Marcus Allen among others, trying to see where he is at now. Blah, 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 blah. You're not giving me what I want, ESPN. What's wrong with you?
Well, ESPN always has issues.
I don't want that either. All right, so now his stats are 2,497 yards rushing on the ground. Okay, so if we're looking at...
Trying to do what Barry had and do my math in my head. The Pistons beat the Knicks tonight?
Oh, well. Well. Okay, so...
The Grizzlies beat the Celtics?
Yeah, okay, so... Barry is at 26-28. That's the record. Genty's at 24.97.
So he needs like a little under 100 and...
He stands 131 yards away.
He'll get it.
And
they're going to make sure
he gets
it. Because look what he's averaging. He's averaging 30 plus carries in this towards the end of the season. They know what it is. They're going to feed him the rock, and he will get it. He's going to get it.
Well, he has 344 carries on the year. He's averaging 7 yards a carry. So he's averaging...
Does that sound like what the Cowboys did with Marion Barber? Ran his ass to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But, what?
But Marion Barber was a guy that looked for contact. And didn't have breakaway speed like Genty does. I mean,
Touché.
Genty is almost like Adrian Peterson, that one cut in the hole and just go. That's kind of
AP also looked for contact too, though.
Yeah, AP likes to get physical, but then again, that Adrian Peterson was a grown man. That goes without saying.
He was a grown man in college.
Yeah.
He brought the grown man into the NFL.
Not okay, folks. Not many freshmen are built like Adrian Peterson was in his freshman season at Oklahoma. It's like the coach of Major League.
Who is this? Was huge.
It's like the coach of Major League. Look at this freaking guy.
My kind of team. My kind of team.
So, Boise State for the second in a row win the Mountain West Conference title, 21-7 over UNLV.
Yes.
Also on Friday, Army wins the AAC, beating Tulane 35-14 in front of the West Point faithful in West Point, New York, as certainly was a heck of a championship for Army, but now they will turn their ways to the Army-Navy game, which will take place in Landover, Maryland on next Saturday on the 14th.
I'll be off.
That was your Friday action. And now we will get into today's action. But before we do that, real quickly, shout out to the UC Davis Aggies in handling business against Illinois State to the atonement of 42-10. And yes, Army-Navy Cuz should be a good one. Absolutely.
It never disappoints. It never disappoints.
Yeah, but when you got both teams, especially coming in with winning records, makes it even more fun for bragging rights amongst the two branches.
But though, even when they were not prestige like they are now, because me and you, bro, we have seen some games to where they only had like 4 or 5 wins, but it was still entertaining.
Oh yes, no.
So
the games never disappoint because it is as intense and extreme as it gets. And of course, it's always a chess match. But shout out to the UC Davis Aggies in their college football playoff in the second round of the FCS championship, as they pretty much just laid the smackdown on Illinois State by a final score of 42-10. As Larson ran for 104. It was in Davis, yes. Hastings threw for 403 yards and 3 touchdowns. Larson had a $104 on 22 carries and 3 TDs. Hudden 7 catches, a $104 and 1 TD, and
it was a free for all.
But it does not get easy for the Aggies, as they will play South Dakota State, to which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is Mr. Schuford's alma mater.
No kidding.
Yes, I believe he did play at South Dakota State as a Coyote.
Well, so you know how I feel about Munchie, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely one of the all-time greats in A7. Certainly here in Nevada, that's for sure, and certainly making his way on the national stage. But yes, UC Davis will now go on to play South Dakota.
I'm gonna have to talk to Mr. Ashmore, and I'm gonna have to get a copy of that picture, and Munchie's gonna have to sign it, and it's gonna go somewhere up in the man cave. I promise you.
This man said, "I'm gonna frame that picture." He's like, "I will frame that picture." Idaho takes on Montana State. I'm not gonna argue. Like I said, how many arrows you got for me? He said, I got one, and he gave me that one. He kept his word. So
he shot that motherfucker quick too.
Yeah. Like I said, look at me. Look at me. All right, this turns into a Saturday. I will say this. Yes, I'm happy my beloved Uggers won, but we are the luckiest 11-2 team in college football, because there's just some games.
You ain't the Kansas City Chiefs. Calm down. You ain't the Chiefs. Calm down.
No, because we don't get calls. Because today they got some calls because, like I said, there's a couple of throws. I'm like, Carson Beck, what are you doing?
Excuse me. I got a few.
Yeah. And that would have been awful.
I just don't think Texas really wanted to win that. Really wanted to win that game because it was some. When your quarterback's not seeing the field, it's time to put in Arch. Your quarterback wasn't quite seeing the field.
No,
yes, cuz that definitely was a game. And I'm in the group chat with my brother and JP of the All Pro Joffos. Again, shout out to the All Pro Joffos. University of Georgia, and JP's Bevo. So it's just the back and forth how they're both saying that it's almost like you guys didn't want the game. Because what Georgia was doing and what Texas was doing, it's like, okay, who's trying to help who win this game?
Arch came in, had 1 carry for 5 yards. That was Arch Manning's stat for today. He did not even attempt to throw a pass.
That's just. This is
now. Now keep this in mind, folks. Quinn Ewers threw for 358 yards.
How many picks?
2. Well, 2025, it will be the Arch Manning Show in Austin, Texas.
Well, didn't JP say that he was supposed to be entering the portal?
Well, I think yours is coming out. About that? True, but I think yours is coming out, and if yours does come out, then 2025 will be the Arch Show in Austin, Texas. But
as it stands right now, Oregon 1, Georgia 2, Boise State 3, Arizona State 4.
Really?
Clemson 12, Notre Dame 5, Tennessee 9, Penn State 8. How the fuck is Alabama still 11? Ohio State 6, Indiana 10, and Tejas Hook'em at 7. Now that's just Joey Galloway's. That's what Joey Galloway said. This
that's the committee. That's his bracket. That's his bracket. So that's his bracket. Okay. Well, yeah. It's interesting to see. I don't know if the selection show is going to be today or Tuesday, but it is going to be interesting to see what this what this committee.
Alabama is the only team that does not have double-digit wins, and
because we've already said how much the NCAA stays on their knees and slurps the elephants. And again, folks, Nick Saban is not the head coach. He's on ESPN College Game Day with McAfee and Corso and Herbie and Reese Davis.
Ooh. Now somebody else has Indiana in the place of the Alabama.
Well, Indiana has what? Indiana has what? Indiana has what? 11 wins, 10 wins,
11-1.
I rest my case.
But hold on. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because now, 2 former Pac-12 teams have won their conferences yesterday. Okay. Now, Oregon went undefeated. Now, remember when Oregon was having great runs in the Pac-12 when they were going undefeated, but they have that one loss where they're in like the top 5, but that one loss drops them all the way to like the 12. You know, so I don't understand. Maybe that's happening to Indiana, you know, because of their strength of schedule. We got to get rid of that. Yo,
what strength schedule?
Ridiculous. I mean, I think you should just go on records.
Oh, well, yeah, because how many cupcakes does Alabama schedule?
A good third of their a good third of their schedule.
Well, let's take a look. Okay, so Western Kentucky, ooh, South Florida, oh, Mercer, really? So
I mean, of course, they play Auburn, they play Florida.
I mean, they play their conference, but what I'm saying is, so we're talking about Western Kentucky, South Florida, Mercer.
Easy.
Okay,
that's supposed to be easy, right?
Okay. Yes, you handle business in Madison, Wisconsin, but you barely beat my Bulldogs when you should have blown them out, and you only barely beat them by 7.
But they got blown out by who? Who blew them out? When they only scored 3 points?
Oklahoma.
Was Oklahoma ranked at the time?
They were not. Well, not just that. You lost to Vanderbilt.
That alone should not put you.
Then you lost to Tennessee.
Situations.
Then you lost to Tennessee. Okay.
That's horrible.
But again, you cupcaked against Mercer, South Florida, and Western Kentucky. But yet, because
they always put their cupcake games at the back end of their schedule. You notice that? It's always back end.
Well, Mercer was the game before Alabama. Western Kentucky and Alabama was earlier in the season. But my point is, because they're the doggone freaking elephants, college football still just wants to just slurp them. But in overtime, Georgia gets the win, 22-19. They win the SEC for the fourth time under Kirby Smart. Again, speaking of one of those Pac-12 teams that won a first conference on the first year, the Big 12 belongs to the Arizona State Sun Devils and Cam Scattaboo. Well, I mean...
And they were picked dead last.
Yes. They were picked 16 of 16 in the Big 12.
Dead last.
And they basically took their forks and said, "Fork you and hold my beer."
And hold it. And hold it.
Hold it, take a picture, and as Usher would say, "Let it burn."
Yeah, and their stadium is beautiful, built right between rocks.
Oh yeah, Sun Devil Stadium is absolutely beautiful. That is a great. That's a great overhead camera shot.
Cuz why isn't he? I need explanation. Why wouldn't he be?
He has a right to feel that way. He has a right to feel that way.
The man had a total over 200 yards to total. 170 of it on the ground.
Mm-hmm. On 16 carries.
I'm not saying that, but he can put himself in the category to say that he's one of the best running backs.
He has every right to feel the way he feels because, like I said, I mean, again, the man transferred from Sacramento State. He was a Sac State Hornet.
Indeed.
And basically put Arizona State over the top as they thrash Iowa State 45-19 to claim the Pac or the Big 10 or Big 12 championship, excuse me. Speaking of the Big 10, Penn State tried, but too much Dylan Gabriel at the end as the Ducks and Dylan Gabriel's 4 touchdowns helped leads the Duck attack quack over the Penn State Nittany Lions. But that's where he went. He went to Sac State. 45-37 final score. As Gabriel passed for 283 and 4 TDs. James, 20 carries, 87 yards, and 2 TDs. Johnson, 11 catches for $181 on TD as Oregon remains unbeaten. They're at 13-0. Obviously, we'll get a first-round bye. I think the top 4 seeds get a first-round bye. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
Correct.
But
they just showed the bracket as well. I was sitting. That's why I was reading out their bracket. Okay. Yes, the first 4 do get a bye.
Okay, first 4 do get a bye. Okay,
you're correct.
Right,
yes.
So there we go.
You're correct.
So we know Georgia and Oregon for sure will have first-round byes. Who will be the other 3? Will Arizona State join them in that fray? Will Clemson join them in that fray as they beat a valiant effort by SMU, but at the end, Clemson holds on to win 34.
It was SMU had it for the taking. All they had to do was just win. The pressure.
But a 56-yard field goal by Nolan Hauser as time expires to give Clemson the walk-off and another ACC championship. So basically, Dabo Swinney owes the Syracuse Orange head coach a very big Christmas card and a thank you for allowing Clemson the chance to play for the ACC title, and they do. 10-3 is their record for Clemson on the year. SMU goes to 11-2. SMU will still be in a bowl game. We'll see how far back they go. But
they should be in the college playoffs. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, though. But Klubnik just continues to impress. Does not get faltered by the moment. Had 4 TDs to help lead the way for the Clemson Tigers as they are once again champions of the ACC.
Bro. Did you see the game with Army? I think it's Army where in Tulane, where the placeholder just held the ball and then dropped it, and Army picked it up.
Mm-mm.
Like They snapped the ball. The placeholder put it down. The kicker froze because it was a blown up play, and he just dropped it. And Army picked it up. Literally just saw it on TV.
Wow. Well, normally this championship game normally gives us great stuff, but it was not, as the Ohio Bobcats just blew out the Miami Ohio Redhawks 38-3 in the MAC championship.
I started watching it, and as the game kept going, I'm like, "Oh, I'm out of here."
It's like it's over.
I see where this game is going.
He's like, "It's over."
Yeah, it was over.
Marshall wins the Sun Belt as they thrash Louisiana 31-3. So, congrats to the Thundering Herd.
No, Kentucky came back.
Oh. As he's watching highlights of Gonzaga and Kentucky.
No, I'm looking at the ticker as well.
Oh. Jack State wins Conference USA. They beat Western Kentucky 52-12. So, congrats to all of the conference champion winners. As again, we have Army Navy next Saturday. And then bowl season begins.
You know what? Your birth month kicks off. You know what? This time of year, this is where, and it just goes. December, January. I was gonna get there, cuz don't take my thunder. Because Jackson State University had a very, very good year. They finished 11-2 on the year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. So definitely, thank you, Thunder Stealer. Damn it. But starting from December, January, February, March.
Well, literally, the national championship game is literally one day before your birthday. It's on the 20th.
They would do that.
Well, I mean, just like just like on my own personal holiday that's coming up in 3 days or 4 days.
5 days. Yeah, 4 days. Yeah.
In 4 days. My football team is happening to plan my own personal holiday this year.
Where
at home against the Inglewood Rams at Jeans Stadium at Great America.
I might pick the Rams on that game. Love you, your birthday, but it would be just like your team to shit the bed and don't play a good football game. I think I might be taking the Rams on that one, foreshadowing.
Well,
we'll see how you guys play against the Bears. We'll see how you guys play against the Bears today.
Just as long as as the Rams don't wear those ugly mustard uniforms that me and Mr. Sullivan saw 7 years ago on a Thursday night.
You guys lose that game?
We did by 3 points. But we weren't.
Wear the damn jerseys, Rams. Wear the damn jerseys.
Them ugly mustards? Yuck. Those ugly mustard color rush jerseys. Good grief. And my team was wearing the black. And my team was wearing the black jerseys that I did not like.
Don't you ever? Don't. They should never, ever pull out those uniforms again.
I 1,000% agree. That was hideous.
Y'all think y'all the Arizona Cardinals or something? Who decided to do that?
I don't know.
You know what? I hope that person is no longer working in your organization, because when it went bad, everybody should just did this.
I'm gonna have to ask.
Certain teams just don't fit to wear like a black anything in their uniform. The Detroit Lions.
Yeah, those black was the blue helmets. Those are very soft.
The Cardinals can pull it off. You know, black and red. You know, I don't like the color red, nor did I like wearing blue. But go figure. One of my teams is red.
And one of his favorite wrestlers also wore red. Go figure. But some sad news. Franz Wagner will be out with an oblique injury, and which is really bad because
why is always the ones that are killing it that just end up getting hurt? because he was on his way to having a good year.
He was.
The kid was seeing the court very well.
He was cooking. He was absolutely cooking.
Yeah. Most definitely.
But unfortunately, he'll be out for the foreseeable future dealing with the oblique. I mean, that's already losing Paolo Banchero. So your two big scorers for Orlando out with injuries.
Your building blocks are sitting on the bench.
Yeah, it's a shame. Your pillars are hurt, which is a shame. But tonight in the yesterday in the association, have yourself a game, Mr. Evan Mobley, with 41 of those buckets.
Oh, we had a leap in the UC Davis game.
But 41 for Mobley to lead the way for the Cavaliers. As the Cavaliers go to 21-3 as they beat the Charlotte Hornets 116-102, maintaining their best record in the NBA. Folks,
you didn't tell me your tight end had a great ass catch in the game.
Well, I mean that
the catch when you got the one.
I mean that normally happens once a time with the Georgia tight ends, folks.
Or Brock Bowers.
I really can't stress this.
Stress it.
The Joker had 56. 56.
How many rebounds?
16.
And he woke up too early because he had
woke up too early because he had 8 assists. 56 points and 16 rebounds. And you still lose to the Washington Wizards. Who ended their 16-game losing streak. 39 for Jordan Poole. Valanciunas had 20 and 12.
He woke up too early too.
Yeah.
He had what you said? What was his points?
Valanciunas?
No, Poole. His points was
39. 39 points.
39 and 9.
39 points.
39.
8 assists, 5 rebounds.
Don't mind me.
But again, the Joker had 56. And you lost to the 3-18 Wizards.
You should win. Wait, so you mean to tell me everybody else on the team couldn't put nothing together?
No, because hold on. Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay. So, Porter had 11. Westbrook had 7. Braun had 14. Strother had 18. So no Jamal Murray. There you go.
So no bench production, huh?
No Jamal Murray. Thunder beat the Pelicans 119-109. I'm not doing that game anymore. Thank you. SGA had 31 in the game to lead the way for the Thunder. DeJounte Murray had 26 to lead the Pelicans. OKC goes to 18-5. The lowly Pelicans 5-19. As you just mentioned, the Pistons go into the Mecca and slap the Knicks in the mouth. As Cade Cunningham messed around and got 29 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds.
I'm here, folks. We're just going to play basketball.
As the Pistons beat the Knicks 121-11. Ivy at 16. Beasley at 23 off the bench. Harris 13. Hardaway Jr. 11. Duran 12. Ivy with 16. Pistons 10-15 on the year. Knicks 14-9. Luka Doncic did not wake up.
Saskatchewan won a game versus St. John's.
Oh, wow. Luka Doncic did not wake up early. And came and got one. 13-11 to lead the way for the Mavericks as Kyrie had 29. Clay had 30. Clay had 20. Dinwiddie had 11. Gafford had 10 off the bench as the Mavericks get the win 125-118 over the Raptors up north. And the Grizzlies go into Boston and beat the champs by 6, 127 to 121, as Ja scored 32. And the Grizzlies snap a 10-game losing streak in Boston.
Didn't Ja say he didn't want to be dunking, and then just goes off and just does like that was a freaking all-star dunk that he did. Come on now.
127, 121. Morant 32. Jackson Jr. 27. 18 for Clark, 14 for Bane. Huff with 10 off the bench. Big win for the Memphis Grizzlies here in this one as they beat the Celtics. And in Miami, no Kevin Durant. The Suns need Jesus as the Heat beat the Suns 121 to 111. Bam Adebayo led the way for Miami as he had 25, 12, and 8. He woke up too early. Tyler Hero had 17. Robinson had 19. Highsmith 14. Buckets had 24 for Phoenix. Allen had 16 off the bench. Morris had 12 off the bench. 21 for Booker. 15 for Beal. 13 for Jones. Plumlee had 2. And Ron O'Neal, the center, had 23. But nonetheless, Miami gets the win 121 to 111. As Miami goes to 11 and 10, Phoenix goes to 12 and 10. And that was your night in the association. Real quickly, in the NHL. Yesterday, Sharks played the champs tough, but fell 2 goals short, 3-1. Flyers in overtime lose to the Bruins 4-3. Utah beats the Sabres 5-2. Jets beat the Blackhawks 4-2. Islanders beat the Hurricanes 4-3. Capitals beat the Canadiens 4-2. Senators beat the Predators 3-1. Avalanche lose to the Red Wings 2-1, and the Penguins beat the Leafs 5-2 on the ice. Today, we got the Kraken and the Rangers at the Garden, Lightning and the Canucks in Vancouver, Islanders against Ottawa, Blue Jackets against the Jets, Avalanche against the Devils, Utah against Philadelphia, Flames against the Stars, and our Sharks have the night off. They will return to the ice.
Recuperate, because they had a bad couple of games. What they let the other team put 8 up on them.
Mm-hmm.
But the good to play the champs pretty hard. 3-1. That's pretty good. The kids are playing good hockey. Hey,
they're
we didn't look for too much. I'm shocked that they got more wins. They already exceeded my expectation. They're and they beat some teams. I'm like, okay. Hey, they beat LA.
Yeah.
Good job, fellas.
Yes,
you won me over right there.
But
oh, Dub.
Yes.
We have the colors. Let's talk about Buster Posey's first signing.
Who gives him a larger contract bigger than his? But yes, right? the Giants did fill a void
he knew what position is a staple position.
Yes.
He did know how to fill the staple position with a damn good guy, too.
Yes. So the Giants make some news as former Milwaukee Brewer Willie Adames signs a 7-year, $182 million deal. Of course, it's the largest contract in franchise history. Oh yeah. Well, him and Matt Chapman will solidify the left side of that infield with their gloves. And also,
I believe he hit 32 or 35 dingers last season.
You are correct.
If you can,
32 homers.
How many?
And 112 knocked in.
When is the last time we had 100 RBI?
Oh,
we just cracked 30 home runs because I think Chapman hit 30 home runs, right? Did Chapman hit 30?
He came.
When is the last time we had 29 or 30? He was right there.
Yeah, he was on the verge.
Somewhere in the area.
He was on the verge.
But when is the last time we had anyone, batted in 100 RBIs? Posey? Am I stretching?
I want to say yes. His MVP season of 2012, yes.
And what year are we in now?
2024.
Skating on 2025?
Correct.
So
but yes,
I'm going to say That was a good way to start for Posey.
Oh yeah,
good start.
No, very good first signing. Well, I mean,
yeah,
like I said, with him, with him in the office, him in the building. Like I said, they may not get everybody they want, but they're at least gonna have to listen to him. They're now gonna have to think about it, if you will, because you have Posey in that room trying to close the deal.
How many chips did he bring to Third and King? Yeah, well, I can sit down and listen to that. I can sit down and listen to that. You've been there, done that.
But yes, Willie Adames
and Posey is a breath of fresh air. So, kudos, Posey. Kudos. Bring the relevancy back to San Francisco. We need it.
Yes.
Let's stick it to that team in blue. I'm sick and tired of chasing their asses.
Hey, you're not the only one. I agree. But very good signing for the Giants, as they now solidify the shortstop position, and now they can focus on other needs.
Well, the outfield, I think, is pretty good too.
Well, like I said,
I'm getting the cool jersey.
You get
I'm getting the Lee jersey.
You get Lee back to play center field. Obviously, you will have Ramos maintaining one of the corner spots in the outfield.
Yep.
You're hoping that Matos can solidify the other corner spot.
Stay healthy, number one.
That's true. You know Bryce Eldridge is coming. He's your first baseman of the future.
Yes.
You got some young.
I think the catcher's there.
Bailey just has to not get so tired in the second half. That's been his issue since he's been called up. Hopefully, he takes care of that. I
hope they put him out there to get his wind up.
You got Webb, Harrison, and Birdsong. Those are your three monsters for the future.
Are we trading Duvall?
If you can get something for him, absolutely.
So you're on board with it?
Yeah. Here's
my question with that. Is it time? Is it time?
Because here's the thing. When you start not trusting your stuff, it might be time to go. Because the man just will not trust throwing his fastball. His cutter. His cutter and his slider are fantastic, but when they're not on, dude, you gotta trust your gas. You have to. You just have to.
Agreed. Well, I'm just interested to see one thing. After I want to see how Posey builds his roster.
Yes.
And then, of course, then we're going to have our MLB preview show. You know who our homer team is already going to be. It's going to be the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
It would never, ever be anything else. And then I would love for us to give our prediction after they get this roster together and see what Posey is going to do. Obviously, I guess he's sticking with Melvin, right?
Yeah, Bowman's coming back.
And I like you know what? And that I like that. I like it. Because he can. He's been there. I believe he was the father's coach as well, right? The manager as well.
Yeah, he's won manager of the year 3 times.
He's doing something right.
You kind of tend to know what you're doing if you win that award 3 times. Because you seem to kind of know what you're doing.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it me that froze or is it Dub that froze? If anybody's watching, let me know if it's me. I think my internet. Is it my internet? Was I the one that was frozen?
No. I think it's something involving me, I guess. I don't know.
But Bob Melvin winning that award 3 times in MLB, that's hard. I don't
Yeah. It is.
Especially when you play as many games as they play to win it 3 times. That's saying something. So I'm comfortable with the manager with the Giants. I'm more comfortable now because we have our own running the show instead of a piece of shit that came from that piece of shit organization in LA. So I'm my spirits is a little high. Why are we putting my bad back? We already said that. We put that. He said that when he stole my thunder. But I'm glad that we got somebody that just one of our own, homegrown. Oh, dub left. Okay, so it is his internet. So I'll continue to talk about Buster Posey taking over for the Giants. Just to have something that started from the bottom, worked his way up, won awards, won 3 championships, pretty much knows how to run this organization. That sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I think Posey's going to be pretty damn good running this show. Just number one by getting his signing. That was spectacular. Found a young man who can hit, feels pretty good, can drive in the runs, that and the third. Getting Chapman to come back was huge as well. Let's just see what goes on with the rotation. It's all about pitching. If anything that anybody knows about the Giants is their pitching. We go as far as as a fan, they go as far with their pitching. If the pitching's on point, you got the bullpen on point. It don't matter who's batting. Sometimes a 1-0 lead is good enough. When it came to the Giants that year, they won their championship. So if Posey can bring us back to that relevancy, let's go take them, boys. Let's go to LA and show them that we got it. And I think they got it. I think they're pretty good. So if anybody that's watching that's in the chat, how did you feel about your teams? Like I said, college football is over for me. I'm just a fan. Florida State ain't about nothing. We're not going to a bowl game. Hell, we didn't even crack 3 wins this year. So, if your team did pretty spectacular, chime in on that. And as just to chime in before my brother comes back in, if he gets back in, just watching that SMU game, they almost made it that comeback because it was ugly for them. I think it was 24-7 at halftime. So for them to come back to make it close and to lose just by a field goal, it took a field goal for the other team to win. I can't remember who it was who was it? Texas Clemson. There we go. Here we go. He's coming back in. There he is. Here he goes. Hey.
Technology. You gotta love it. But
hey, but I did a good job this time because normally when this happens, I freeze up and don't know how to hold it down until you get back. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of hang of it now.
Well, you did very well. I'm very proud of you.
Well, thank you, Faja.
But it's nap time for you boys because it's been a long day for both of us. But nonetheless, enjoy Week 14 of the NFL wherever you may be. Big matchup with the Bills and the Rams later on today in Inglewood. That should be most intriguing as the race for the playoffs continues, if you will, on the gridiron, of course. Just to recap or go over the games today, of course. Saints at the Giants, Browns, and Steelers, as the Steelers looking for their 10th win of the year. The Kirk Cousins Bowl in Minnesota between the Falcons and the Vikings. Battle of the Pirates between the Raiders and the Buccaneers on the Pirate Ship. Eagles and Panthers in Philadelphia. Jaguars and Titans in Nashville. Jets and Dolphins in Miami. Battle of the Birds in Arizona at the Big Toaster for first place with the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Again, Bills and Rams today in Inglewood in prime time.
I don't want to change my pick, but wouldn't it be my fucking Raiders to go to Tampa Bay and find a way to fucking win the game?
Yeah.
Don't fuck up the top 5 pick, fuckers.
Chargers.
You made it this far. Hold on to it.
Chargers and Chiefs on Sunday night. And on Monday night, Cowboys and Bengals with the Nickelodeon special. So, yeah, that's all we got for you on this late night edition. As we say congratulations to all the conference champions of college football. And now we will see what the committee thinks about the college football playoff, which we'll find out later on today. But in the meantime, enjoy Week 14 on the National Football League. Enjoy the NHL. Enjoy the NBA. And enjoy us. We'll possibly be back later on today with a recap of Week 14 of the NFL.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
Stay tuned for more content coming from Mizzle and Dub Show and the Joffos on the other side of the ball. Boss Man just hit us with something that is going to be huge. So, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. On that note,
but as you were saying, sir,
it's 5 o'clock some damn where, and you've been watching episode 275 of the Mizzle Dub Show, and that deserves a yeet.
Super Dope Beatmaker, take us out. Appreciate you guys. Good morning and good night. Thank you, Canada.
Buenos días, Mexico.
Oh, sí.